So, a little segue for some value. So, Adam performs at some of the most popular bars in Boston. What right now is like the most popular bar? Like, where would you want to play the most? Because you've always had a very good gauge on like, okay, this is where kids are going. This is the spots they like. You've always been like really tapped into that.
Right. I think it's Capo for sure. It's number one. I mean, especially for live music, Capo's number one. Lincoln Tavern's big, but they're only doing music I think Thursday, Sunday. Pretty much anywhere in that Southie area is
Off Broadway.
Yes, right off Broadway. Those are the main two, and it's just mainly too because it's people our age. You know, it's right after. It's like college after college is Southie. You know.
Oh, PC North.
PC North. Yeah, it really is. But it's cool. I don't think I'd want to gig there every week. You know, it's kind of a lot.
We're at Capo.
I just in that area, it can be a tough show. I mean, it can be don't get me wrong, it can be a great show, but you got to work for it. You know, it's not. I kind of say Southie's an unforgiving crowd. Like you got to go there to put on a show, or go home. You know.
So you've had gigs where you fell flat and then the audience feels it, or because to be honest, I've never been to one of your gigs at Capo. I don't know. What
you should come, man. I'm playing on Saturday. Well, now that this is airing, it'll be already done, but you should come Saturday if you want.
Well, no, this is coming on Thursday.
Who's coming on Thursday?
This is dropping on Thursday.
Oh, all right. So Saturday. Yeah, man. But no, it's a really good spot. But you gotta. I mean, people are there to have a really good time. You know, I don't say unforgiving and like they're gonna throw things at you. It's just like if you want them to react, you really gotta, step up your game and you gotta come to perform for sure.
So how do you differentiate your performance though? Because you do it so much. Like, how would you like throw a curveball into your performance? Like, would you like
I play so
new song?
No. I play so many gigs that a curveball to me is different than a curveball for the audience. Because a curveball for the audience is something I could still do every night. They wouldn't know the difference because it's not the same audience every night.
But the Capo crowd's seen you a decent amount. Right?
I mean, it's always different people though. Always different people. Curveball to me for an audience is mashing up songs that they don't expect. So you can play for number one is you got to play all the songs people want to hear, like that they're going to go crazy for. But number two is like, to me, to be interesting and be original with it. First off, make it your own sound, I think is important. But if you can throw in songs to like intertwine them, like I don't want to give away my secrets here, but they're not all secrets, but I've mashed up so many songs together that people don't really expect that it takes them off guard. It takes them away from talking to the person they're talking to, sipping their drink and watching the music.
Look at me.
It's just like hey, I'm here, like I'm doing some cool shit, And I'm not big into talking to the crowd. Once in a while between songs, some little something, but I'm not the stand-up comedian. Like I'm up there singing, I'm performing what I'm good at.
My guy gigs there on Monday nights. Drew Dunn. Oh, well, I know Will came up here too.
Yeah,
but Drew is hilarious, bro.
He?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see a stand-up show over there. I would, or anywhere in the city.
It's a cool little spot for it.
Yeah, Capo's good for that.
So, in that area, it's those 4 bars are like really.
Yeah, Capo, Lincoln, Loco. Another huge one is Cisco. It's in the Seaport area. That's in the summer, though. They have a skating rink there now, I believe.
I thought Cisco, like the turf?
Yeah.
Dope.
So, yeah, it's one of the best summer shows for sure. Hey, this is Adam Hanna, and this is my Platinum Hour.
Oh, God, what's going on? Where am I going? Dad?
Yes, my son. I am Deuce, the deer god.
I'm so confused. Who am I?
Derek. Your true name is Dercules.
Wait, what?
Yes. You are Dercules, the god of the forest. Season 5.
Hosted by your favorite podcast host, Big Bochi. You already know the deal, mother. What's up? Double clap signifies the start of an episode. And before I introduce my guest and introduce everybody in the room, hey guys, this is Conor Holway of the Golden Hours podcast. And I just wanted to say one thing. One thing. Is that okay, everyone? Don't talk. If you by chance get any sort of value from this episode, whether you learn something, you laugh, you cry, or it's like, whoa, I kind of just like drifted through part of my day listening to these people speak. Just share it with a friend. That's all we ask. And if by chance you don't have any friends, you shouldn't be listening to podcasts.
Oh, dude.
You should probably go. I mean, it's the truth. You should probably go make some friends, right?
Damn.
Additionally, it will be announced when this starts, but I am throwing an event on January 17th.
It's my birthday.
Here at GDP Studios, aka Warehouse 11. It's called GDP Hustle. The trailer would have already dropped when this episode drops. And I'm pulling together a bunch of Boston-based brands, startups, and companies. Because I realized when I was like really, really psycho building this summer, dude, if you're full speed building your own thing, it is very hard to meet people. And there are a lot of like-minded people out here that need to get in the same room together. So people are signing up online, setting up a table, bringing their products, selling their products. There's going to be a live pitch competition. That's pretty fire, right?
Yes. What does that mean now?
It means like brands going to come up for like 30 seconds to a minute and say, hey, this is my company. This is why you should get involved. Who wants to get invested? Know what I'm saying? And that's going to be streamed on a really big YouTube channel in the city. So people are going to get thousands more eyes on their business, right? There's also going to be sponsored refreshments. I was jamming the phone lines before I got here. There's also going to be a guest speaker. As of right now, I'm going to be honest with everybody. The last guest speaker just backed out. But I'm going to land another one, I promise. And then there's also going to be a bunch of great people having a great time. And I'd love for you to sign up.
Dude, I'll speak for you if you need me to.
Well, maybe we'll get you to play a little music. It might be kind of fun.
I can speak too, though.
I don't know if that's your strong suit. Additionally, there will be an event link page or a link, Eventbrite link, in the description if you'd like to sign up or just reach out to me. I'm really easy. Just catch me by phone. Now, to our episode. This is a podcast, right? Yeah. So I do have to talk to you for like the next hour. Ugh.
I know.
But before I introduce my guest, can I please introduce the producer today? Actually, I'm not going to do it. I'd love for you to do it. Who's here?
Okay, so I'm Estelle. This is like a third episode I'm producing now. So
wait, really hover on the mic? Now try.
Okay, so my name is Estelle. This is the third episode I'm producing now.
I don't think your mic's picking up.
I don't think it's on.
Is it not on?
Come over here.
Well, we'll just shout.
Use yours. Should I just like...
Yeah, just shout.
My name is Estelle.
Okay, so my name is Estelle.
Oh, Estelle. It's Estelle?
Estelle.
Estelle.
I feel like
E or A?
It's E. But like people speak different languages. They pronounce it differently, so I'm used to like people getting it.
It's Estelle.
Estelle. But yeah.
I'll also introduce Estelle. Estelle, you can hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
I wonder why the mic is shot. Estelle, this is your third episode?
Yeah.
Estelle's going to be a young journalistic goddess. She's already got that that aggression. Like, we got to find out some details on these people. How can we dig some stuff up? And me and her are working on a little secret project right now.
Nice.
It's great. And if we pull it off, she's going to be a legend. If we don't, no one will ever know.
Well, that's good. It's a good catch.
I'm sorry your mic's not working, but
That's okay.
My bad. Try to be professional. It's tough. So, on my right, actually straight in front of me, because I'm looking right at him.
Is this how you usually do it?
Yeah.
All right.
Is a young man who a lot of my entrepreneurial beginnings started with this guy. And we ran an episode, I don't know, was it like January?
About a year ago.
Probably 11 months ago. I've since seen him a couple times. It's my friend, Adam Hanna. Without the Adam Hanna band.
Yeah, it's okay.
Can you give a quick synopsis of who you are and what you do?
Yeah. I'm a 23-year-old singer-songwriter. I do music full-time in Boston. Actually, everywhere in New England, really, at this point. And that's a good synopsis of me. We'll leave it at that until we keep going.
I'd also say you're pretty aspirational.
Okay, that's good. I wouldn't have thrown that in my brief synopsis, but I'll take that. Yeah.
How frequently do you have to pitch yourself to people?
A lot of emails. If I want gigs, I gotta constantly send emails.
Oh, the worst.
And it's not like once a year, it's gotta be every 3 months, 6 months, like on those periods when I'm trying to book gigs for a certain amount of time, and it gets to be a lot because, especially if you think about a restaurant or a bar, if I'm trying to get a gig there, the musicians are not on the top of their list of things to do, you know what I mean? So it could take a long time for them to get back to me. But I just got to keep on reaching out to places,
That's part of my routine now, I'll
reaching out?
Cold call like 5 times a day, no matter what.
Cool.
Just keep you sharp. Like this morning, if I'm being totally honest, I called 7 different craft ale startups in Boston. I emailed 4 different people who I have no idea who they are. I have 3 calls set up later with potential guests for the show. I just love keeping it going.
That's cool. What do you like?
Don't you realize it's kind of you feel more comfortable introducing yourself to people you don't know now because you have to do that?
Oh, definitely. And I always say that being a musician, to like going on stage in front of people, that I never feel like I have an awkward situation in life anymore. It just nothing phases me anymore.
That's not true.
No, most of the time, because here's the deal: I go every night in front of people and I'm singing for them, and it's like everybody's looking at me. If I screw up, which I screw up, like all eyes are on me. Not that like everybody notices, but like now in everyday life, it's like there's not too many things faze me and like going to get introduced or you know what I mean? It's just you got to kind of let it rock. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. What's been the most embarrassing thing recently?
There was one time, one thing that stands out is at the end of a gig one time, it was like an all right show at a bar. And
what do you mean an all right? It was just
like people were sort of into it, sort of not. You know what I mean? End of a night kind of thing.
It was one of those like, there's some drunk people in the crowd really feeling you, and then there's some people who are just like eating their burger.
And just talking to each other. And then end of the night, midnight comes around, and I say goodnight to everybody. And there's a framed picture of an eagle next to me, like really big. And I go to unplug my speaker, and I knock down the picture of the eagle, glass framed, and it shatters everywhere. And the whole restaurant turns around, and they like, What is this kid?
What did the restaurant manager say?
He just came over. The owner wasn't there, but the manager was like, I could have unplugged it for you, man.
Did they take your check?
No, I said if you want, just let me know what I owe you. I'll pay you back.
It's an
you can
eagle?
take my check. Yeah, and it was because the owner of the restaurant went to BC High, which is the same school I went to, and he's like so proud of it. End of the gig, I smashed the eagle, dude. And
dude, you remember that time when I dropped you off outside Cunningham and you dumped your Chipotle over the street? You're like, dude, I'm so hungry, I'm fasted, I haven't eaten anything. And you had a triple steak burrito bowl.
It was triple.
It was just everywhere.
And then I got out of the car and just spilt it. And you couldn't stop laughing. I was so mad.
You were a sucker. Hey, Estelle, would you mind doing me a quick favor? I think that space heater's still on. Yeah. Would you mind just hitting that? I don't know if you hear it in the mics. It's right there on that corner.
Hey, it's good to see you, man.
It's great. It's great.
What's new?
Things are good, man. Hustling, full speed.
What's the next game plan?
Well, I have an event on January 17th.
I know you told me that.
Oh, yeah. Does everyone know that?
Yeah, you told me that one.
Things are
it's
fun.
It's my birthday,
I know. Well, how's this? If you come here, I'll get you in for the hashtag free. I was going to say, I'll get you in for free for your birthday.
What?
You can come here for free. There'll be free drinks.
All right, cool.
It's only if you want.
All right, why are you whispering? No.
I'm not. All right, so Adam, when we were at school, and he's still the same way, has always been very health conscious to a detriment. But he's always been on the new health wave. So can you explain going vegan a little bit? Because I know you just did this, right?
I did that for 2 years.
You were vegan for 2 years?
2 years, yeah. 2 full years.
What, senior year of college, you were vegan?
The whole time.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
So before the real vegan craze happened, you were vegan? Because it's been big the last year, dude.
Has it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, there were. I didn't. I still don't know many people who are vegan. But I really didn't know anybody 2 years ago that was doing it. It's a couple people, and
Why did you do it?
I was getting sick, and I just was feeling like not overweight, but I felt like I could take a couple pounds off and feel better, lighter, and did it, and I did. I felt better, and I got a little lighter, and skin was better, and I felt more clear in my thoughts and stuff. But then, 2 years later, I'm back eating meat now and chicken, really healthy stuff. Usually, at least, most of the time.
How do we know what healthy is, though?
Well, what I'm about to say is I now feel still the same as I did on vegan. Like, I feel great. I'm the same weight. My, all the same benefits are still there. So I
cut sugar?
No, I mean, I have a lot of chocolate, dude.
You love sweets.
Love sweets, but I love chocolate. It's my thing. I just eat like morsels of chocolate for days. They gotta have it every day. I have chocolate every day.
Are you counting calories?
I have a rough estimate every day of what I'm eating versus what I'm doing.
What's your maintenance?
Depends how much working out I'm doing. If I'm working out for an hour, like whether it's walking for an hour, lifting for an hour, whatever, it's around, my maintenance would be like 2,000. So it's not much food, man.
That's nothing.
It's nothing. So that's why I got into fasting, because I love big meals still. So I could still feel full. And everybody know what intermittent fasting is at this point? Probably, right?
I talk about like every episode.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, that's why I like to have big meals and feel full. So.
And what is your fasting window now?
It all depends. So I don't fast every day. I was trying to tell you before this, I have fruit in the morning a lot of times, and then I don't eat again until the end of the day. Just because it's good for my voice to have a little bit of like solid liquid, like fruit in my stomach before I start pounding water for the day, if that makes sense. It's just good for my vocal tract and stuff. Like I have to balance what I like physically and the dietitian, like, with what's good for my voice too. I also like marijuana, but I can't smoke it every day.
I was gonna say,
my voice.
Doesn't that kill your vocal tract?
Marijuana?
Yeah, marijuana. Why you sound like your grandpa?
Pot, weed. Sorry.
Boof pack.
Yeah, it's not good for it. No, definitely not.
But does it help you perform?
No,
it doesn't.
No, I like to take it after or before. I like to take it pretty much every other time in my life other than performing. Like doing like busy work, you like to be a little baked. Pretty much anything else. Exercising, I love doing.
When did you get started so into it?
Pot or exercise?
Pot. Well, because exercise, freshman year of college, Adam would work out 3 times a day.
I was high most of the time I was working out too.
I remember. Someone talked to Mikey. I remember. You remember he posted that we're going to sound like totally inside joke here, but do you remember there was that like machine heater in the middle of the McDermott circle? And you would just like go there and put your back against it and make sure no one would see, and you just like smoke a bowl before going to the gym.
Yeah, I do that a lot. It's hilarious, dude. Thinking back on that now, it would be like cold like now, but even more cold like January, and we'd be out there smoking a bowl before the gym.
Oh, for reference, for anyone who's going to be watching this, we are in the back of a warehouse. We're working on some heating solutions, but it's freezing. So
yeah, I got here. Connor's like, I'm wearing a sweater and a pea coat. He's like, that's all you got, bro? It's like, yeah, it's all I got, bro. It's a sweater and a pea. I have a pea coat underneath this coat, which is Connor's coat. I'm pretty comfortable now, though. Honestly.
What's like the warmest like pants you could wear, Estelle? Like
probably like
snow pants. Yeah,
dude. Maybe I'll just have Jack make like 2 GDP jumpsuits. That would be great.
Like the 80s, just like
yeah, like a ski suit.
Definitely should have one for every guest too.
Okay, so you went vegan, right?
Yeah.
And so you noticed a cognitive difference?
Yeah, but here's the thing. How much of this is
placebo? That's
exactly the word I was trying to think of. And I would have said it, but I was trying to think of the word. I appreciate you.
Okay, we'll give you the benefit.
Placebo, man. You know what I mean? Like, I want to start eating meat again. The things I think, okay, maybe my lifts will go up. Maybe I'll feel stronger. Maybe I'll feel more like testosterone, And automatically, like, of course, those are the things I start feeling because I'm paying attention for them, you know? And then I don't want to think that things are going to go wrong with me, so then I start feeling that way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of that placebo, I think, is so real.
It's huge.
And when
if you think you're doing stuff that's helping you, even though it might not be helping you, you still feel better about it.
You still feel better about it. And, like, I don't know, does that actually, in turn, help you? Like, probably.
Well, that's what a lot of these, like, big YouTube guys are, like, selling. You know, like, a lot of these YouTube dudes you like with, like, trends and stuff.
Yeah, what about...
A lot of them are selling, like, this is going to help you so much. And so when you do it, even you think it's helping you, and it might not even be helping you, but since you think it's helping you, it actually has an impact.
I would agree with you.
Like, they're selling you momentum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Momentum's big.
Like, for instance, I told you, like, I love Kino Body. Like, I think the content is awesome. I think a big thing that he also does is, like, he's like, yeah, you can, like, still party on this. And, like, you're going to feel so much better.
Right.
And so you start doing his lifestyle, and you're like, damn, like, I do feel better.
Right.
Even though you're still a loser.
Oh, my God. Dude.
So, can you elaborate a little bit on, like, what your meal plan was on a vegan diet? Like, what were you doing? How are you getting nutrients and calories? Were you full?
Yeah, I was full. I would eat a lot of fruit, and I'd eat a lot of kale, chickpeas, vegan protein powder. There's different kinds. I do that every couple times a week, you know. There's just substitutes for everything. You know, they have... The thing is that now studies apparently are coming out about this beyond... I don't want to say the wrong thing, but beyond meat, as in, like, there's products that are like meat, but they're vegan. And so they're supposed to be much healthier for you, right? But then studies coming up that they're really not because of whatever they're putting in them, you know? So I don't know. I've tried everything. I don't know what the healthiest thing is. But the vegan stuff, there's a lot of kale, there's a lot of chickpeas, there's a lot of veggies. Beans, sweet potato. You can do, I didn't do nuts really. Dark chocolate, super good for you. That's why it's part of the reason I think I love chocolate so much right now, because I eat so much like dark chocolate on vegan diet. So it's just, you actually really do feel good from dark chocolate. It's super good for you, really.
You don't ever get like a sugar crash?
I probably do. I don't really know.
And explain the kombucha craze, because this is like...
I don't know. I don't know enough to explain it. All I know is I do feel better gut-wise, like when I have a kombucha during the day, for sure. There's no question about it.
Are there calories in that?
70 calories in the whole thing.
So that would break it fast.
I guess. So, all right.
Dude, even chewing gum breaks it fast. Which sucks.
I guess so, but... Sorry, I think this is making noise, and I don't want it to.
It's all good.
I'm more lenient on what I call fast now, but I guess if you really want to be nitty-gritty about it, like, yeah, I'm not fasting, right? I mean, I guess.
Just a discipline thing for me. That's the only
okay.
That's why I really like it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It is hard. You get into that, like, 18th, 19th hour, and you're like...
Then you're like... I really do hate myself.
You just start going a little crazy. But then when you actually have food around like 21st hour, like...
Have you messed around with like
good.
A long one yet?
I've done 24-hour before.
You know that point you reach on the 24-hour fast where like you become very primal and you're just like all you can really think about is like you can't really focus on anything. Did you ever reach that point?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a really interesting feeling.
It is. Yeah, it's hard to describe. No, it's one of those things you kind of have to do. You know.
Have you ever done a long one, Estelle?
Not like 24 hours. That's a lot.
It's like very interesting. The way I could describe it is how other people would kind of describe an acid trip in a way, kinda. You just like
you haven't had an acid trip yet, bro.
That's true. But the way you just like start seeing stuff different. You don't feel like
I agree with you on
that. You're not like, it's not like this is purple and there's like a fucking dragon there and shit like that. But like, you know what I mean?
Like you're just thinking about food all the time?
No, you just like, you just start thinking much more subdued. And then you're just like,
you don't worry.
Damn, this is how the cavemen felt. You feel me?
You can't worry about things other than I need to eat food.
Yeah, like you have no anxiety. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're not.
Everyone's gonna start starving themselves.
Yeah. You don't have anywhere like trivial things that would normally just make you mad during the day when you just had food. Like when you haven't had food for like 22, 23 hours, nothing really gets you.
And you're not like hangry. You know what I'm saying?
You're just
like,
tapped out, dude.
You're
You're 23rd hour. You're like, all right, look.
I know.
I'm on autopilot until I start getting food here. All right.
You ever think of like tossing in like a 72-hour fast?
I have thought about it.
Let's do it this summer. That'd be fun.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Not in between gigs. You probably couldn't.
I couldn't. I mean, I feel like, you know what we feel like at 24, man. 48, 72, like what? I mean,
But the way I see it is like, yo.
It's supposed to be really good for you, though.
Let's say you go 5 p.m., right? You eat your meal at 5 p.m., then you do a 24-hour. Then you just got to like stay awake for like 6 more hours, and then you fall asleep, right?
How are you sleeping on the 60th hour, though?
But just listen. So then you're at 30, then you fall asleep. Let's say you get 7 hours of sleep, then you're already at 37 hours. Then you got to make it through that whole day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
And I guess you could be like a bear and you could like hibernate and do like a huge meal beforehand.
You could, but what's the point, though?
That's a fact. So, a little segue for some value. So, Adam performs at some of the most popular bars in Boston. What right now is like the most popular bar? Like, where would you want to play the most? Because you've always had a very good gauge on like, okay, this is where kids are going. This is the spots they like. You've always been like really tapped into that.
Right. I think it's Capo for sure. It's number one. I mean, especially for live music, Capo's number one. Lincoln Tavern's big, but they're only doing music I think Thursday, Sunday. Pretty much anywhere in that Southie area is
off Broadway.
Yes, right off Broadway. Those are the main two, and it's just mainly too because it's people our age. You know, it's right after. It's like college after college. It's Southie. You know.
Oh, PC North.
PC North. Yeah, it really is. But it's cool. I don't think I'd want to gig there every week. You know, it's kind of a lot.
We're at Capo.
I just in that area, it can be a tough show. I mean, it can be don't get me wrong, it can be a great show, but you got to work for it. You know, I kind of say Southie's an unforgiving crowd. Like you got to go there to put on a show or go home, you know.
So you've had gigs where you fell flat and then the audience feels it, or because to be honest, I've never been to one of your gigs at Capo. I don't know what
you should come, man. I'm playing on Saturday. Well, now that this is airing, it'll be already done, but you should come Saturday if you want.
Well, no, this is coming out on Thursday.
Who's coming on Thursday?
This is dropping on Thursday.
Oh, all right. So Saturday. Yeah, man. But no, it's a really good spot. But you gotta. I mean, people are there to have a really good time. You know, I don't say unforgiving and like they're gonna throw things at you. It's just like if you want them to react, you really gotta, step up your game and you gotta come to perform for sure.
So how do you differentiate your performance though? Because you do it so much. Like, how would you like throw a curveball into your performance? Like, would you like crowd surf or like new song?
No. I play so many gigs that a curveball to me is different than a curveball for the audience. Because a curveball for the audience is something I could still do every night. They wouldn't know the difference because it's not the same audience every night.
But the Capo crowd's seen you a decent amount. Right?
I mean, it's always different people though. Always different people. Curveball to me for an audience is mashing up songs that they don't expect. So you can play number one is you got to play all the songs people want to hear, like that they're going to go crazy for. But number two is like, to me, to be interesting and be original with it. First off, make it your own sound, I think is important. But if you can throw in songs to like intertwine them, like I don't want to give away my secrets here, but they're not all secrets, but I've mashed up so many songs together that people don't really expect that it takes them off guard. It takes them away from talking to the person they're talking to, sipping their drink and watching the music.
Look at me.
It's just like hey, I'm here, like I'm doing some cool shit, And I'm not big into talking to the crowd. Once in a while between songs, some little something, but I'm not the stand-up comedian. Like I'm up there singing, I'm performing what I'm good at,
My guy gigs there on Monday nights. Drew Dunn.
Oh,
well, I know Will came up here too.
Yeah.
But Drew is hilarious,
is
bro.
He?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see a stand-up show over there. I would, or anywhere in the city.
It's a cool little spot for it.
Yeah, Capo's good for that.
So, in that area, it's those 4 bars are like really.
Yeah, Capo, Lincoln, Loco. Another huge one is Cisco. It's in the Seaport area. That's in the summer though. They have a skating rink there now, I believe.
I thought Cisco like the turf.
Yeah.
Dope.
So yeah, it's one of the best summer shows for sure.
And where would if you'd like to gig one place in the city that you haven't touched on, where would it be?
TD Garden would be good.
Yeah, I mean like gig though, like venue gig.
I know what you're saying. I don't know. I really don't. I don't. It's tough going more into the city, like the Harp and stuff, because it's so much more of it can be a hassle. But probably something like the Harp.
I know, but your dog Coppersmith's gone.
I know Coppersmith is ending, which they gave me my first gig,
And that was that go-to.
Yeah, I love Coppersmith.
It was a sick spot.
Yeah, I know it's sad that it's for sure sad that they're closing, but on to the next thing for them and for me too.
So. There's no like couple venues that you're like, yo, within the city, building my brand as like a gigging singer and artist. There's no like gold standard like, oh, I do that venue, so it asserts me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd say it would be one of the music venues. It would be Paradise, or it would be House of Blues, or it would be, something along those lines.
Throw on an independent show.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the next, but that requires original music, which will come. It's just not right now.
Did you ever see the podcast I ran with the head booker for Paradise?
I don't think so. I think I saw like a couple minutes of it.
It's my guy. He's a great dude.
Really?
But yeah, he was like, yo, trust me, if you can really generate interest. I sent it to like every Boston artist I knew. He was like, if you can show that you can sell tickets, we will book you for the big show.
Right. Right. No, I mean
that's a real deal opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it makes sense though. It's just
business.
Yeah, it's just business. It's business 101. If you can make us money, we'll make you money.
We'll give you a chance.
Yeah.
So, Adam, in the past year, has had 2 really wild gigs. Can you explain kind of
what wild gigs?
I mean, I think it was pretty sweet they performed at the Patriots Super Bowl ceremony.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Can you kind of elaborate on how that happened?
Yeah, I'm under a management company in Boston, and
you're an industry plant.
Not an industry plant. And they called me like a couple weeks before that happened, and they were like, we have a gig, but you got to keep this one between me and you. I can't have you telling anybody about it. I was like, all right, well, what is it? And he's like, it's a Super Bowl ring party. They want cocktail hour from 6 to 7.
Oh, you must be like.
And it's at Robert Kraft's house. And I was like, what? Like, first off, this company has a lot of other people under it. Like, why are you calling me? Like, not saying that I'm not as good as any of them or all of them. It's just that I'm 23. There's people under this company that are 50 or 40 or 30, most of them, and
what was his reasoning for choosing
I don't know. I never really asked him. And I was new. I'd only been in the company for like 6 months, and then he's like, they can pay you this much, and he's like, is that okay? I was like, I'll pay to be there, like, you know what I mean? I don't care, like, I just get me the gig. And then he called back an hour later. He's like, all right, it's on, we got it, I'll send you the contract.
That's huge.
And I was like, and it was so cool. And it's not like I went there. That was the thing, though. It's just that I did it. Like, I didn't talk to any of the players. I didn't, shake hands with Mr. Kraft, or like, it wasn't like that. I aren't taking pictures with the trophy. I just went and I did my job. Do your job, dude. You know what I mean? I went and I did my job, and like.
So when you got there was no like conversing with anyone. There's no event staff.
There was a ton of event staff.
I was gonna say, well, it's been like 1,000.
Oh my god, it was huge. I mean, there's so many workers, and but again, I wasn't their main priority. Like, they're making sure that the rings are where they're supposed to be, and that they're going to be delivered at the exact right moment at the event. And so they basically sent me to where I was going to be performing, had me plug in my stuff, make sure it all worked, and then I chilled out on his lawn for an hour.
Where did you perform?
It was before they went in to get their rings. It was in like this bar area, but it was at his house. So it's almost like a patio kind of thing in his backyard.
You were on a big PA system though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the whole lawn heard your music.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see anyone dope?
Yeah, everybody.
Was Giselle there?
Giselle was there.
Let's go.
Tom Brady, Gronk, Edelman, all the Belichicks, you know.
But you see a lot of the pro players out at some of your gigs, right?
I do. I mean, I've seen Edelman was at a show one time, and Pasternak from the Bruins. But it doesn't happen all the time. Like those are cool moments for me too when that happens. But the Super Bowl thing was the main really cool one. So it's not always at the same place. It's weird the way it happens, and it happens at weird times too. Like you don't expect something like that to come up. And
it's dope when it does, though, right?
It's really cool. It's definitely really cool.
I've noticed that a lot too. Like you just keep your head down on the grindstone, right? And then like sometimes someone's gonna toss you kind of a little home run here.
Yeah,
every
here and there, man, here and there, and it could take 6 months, could take a week, could take whatever.
And then if you get a couple of them in a row, you're like, yo,
when is this gonna run out?
No. Then you're like, yo, is everything on my mind happening right now? Are my dreams coming true? Is everything I work for actually happening right now?
I get there too.
But then like 2 weeks later, you're like, oh shit, fuck. I'm still in Starbucks sending emails. You feel me?
I feel you, dude. That's so funny. I totally get it. If I get a couple wins in a row like that, I'm like, all right, something's gonna happen that's really bad soon. You know what I mean? It's gonna even out pretty soon here.
I know. And you have moments where it's like, is this like everything on my mind? Like, is this everything? Is this what it's supposed to feel like when everything that I want to happen happens? Is that what's going on right now? Just because you don't know what the fuck it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I toy with this stuff all the time.
Adam and I consistently talk about just like the growth of building something organically for yourself because we don't have many other friends who do. And so in the past year, were you able to accomplish what you want to accomplish this year? Be brutally honest.
I don't know. You know, this is going to go against the grain with everything all these entrepreneurs or anybody building their business says, but I didn't write down goals, and I don't. I just work as hard as I can and, like, kind of trust that the best things happen or try to do that. Like, that's my try to do motto. There's times where, holy shit, I'm so nervous about what's next and am I doing it right and all this, but, like, my motto right now is like I'm gonna do the best I can. I don't write down the goals, but I know broadly what I want in life, like as a long-term plan, and I kind of just week to week, month to month work towards that. And I've definitely made a lot of progress this year.
I was gonna say, how do you evaluate your progress?
Really, really good this year. Is it the way I thought it was gonna be? No, probably not, you know. But it's just impossible to tell. But maybe the equivalent of what is good for me, you know. I think I'm in a good spot right now with, you know, making being a musician my full-time thing. It's doable. I didn't know that last year. Like, coming out of college, my first year out, like, is this going to be a sustainable way of living? And, like, a year later, I really believe it is. You know, is it easy? It's going to take a long time. It's not easy, and it will take a long time. But, like, I think it's doable. And I mean that when I say it. Like, there's tangible things I've seen this past year where it gives me a yes. So that's progress.
Is that checking your bank account? Is that normally how you
that's
evaluate?
definitely a check mark in the, like, whether it should be checked or unchecked at the end of this year. Like, it's a doable thing, you know. I think if you're good enough, it's a doable thing.
Well, you've probably started to understand how to maneuver your career more this year too.
Yeah, I mean, it means if you want to make more money, it means you got to do more weddings and corporate events. You have to do things that require more of you to be a very good musician. You know, like, weddings aren't hiring bands that are not going to do, or even are going to do a mediocre job. This is the most important day of these people's lives. Like, they need a very professional band to come in and do a great job. And I know that I and my band can do that. But it's a hard thing to, because I was thinking the other day, like, why doesn't everybody do this? But the truth of it is, not everybody can do that. You know, you have to be good. You have to, and that's why, like, I'm not afraid to say that I'm good at what I do, because I've spent so many years and so much time I've put into it. You know, so I'm not like ashamed to go over the mic and say like I'm as good as anybody that's doing this. You know, it's just a matter of making business decisions now and not becoming.
But what about, where does taking risks come into this? Because
it's a
that's
huge
always
thing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're totally confident, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but if you're totally confident in what you got, why not just start swinging at bigger shit?
It's not that I'm not gonna do that. It's that I'm trying to be calculated with it. I don't think it requires me to do it this month or 3 months from now or even 6 months. You know, I think it's like I need enough product there. I don't want to release one song and then, okay, what do I do now? I want to have like 5-6 great songs in the bank that then I can be like, this is what I'm going to do with this, see what happens, and I have the next thing to put out after that. Like, I really am trying to be calculated with it, because in college I was in the race to the finish. I need this out by senior year or else. Like, what that or else meant, I'm not really sure, but, you know, you are kind of losing a fan base. I guess that makes sense. But right now, it's like it's life now, you know? This is in the thing to do that's like the brave foot forward is, okay, I'm putting my life toward music. And once you do that, or whatever that fill in the blank for you is, or anybody else's music, it's like you have time then. You know, if you're going to be doing this for your whole life, you don't worry about, okay, I need to get a single out by the time I'm 24. Like, it's a life game now. You know, so like the things I put out, I know where you're going to go with it. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's two different mindsets. That's all.
I've tried to program myself. And mind you, this is coming from the guy who's running the podcast in the back of the freezing cold warehouse, right? But I play hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? I play like a psycho. I just want to program myself to be most comfortable taking as many risks as possible, because I kind of feel like that's, if you're going to lose way more, but you're also going to win way more if you take more risks. Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
I do. It's not quite the way I act on things, though. That's all.
So 2020 is coming up. Like, well, by the end of the year, what would be really dope for you?
I think it would be really dope if I started acquiring more professional gigs, like corporate and wedding stuff, making more money on that end and doing more professional things.
Do you feel fulfilled doing it?
No, hold on. That's number one.
Okay.
Number 2 is to have 5 original songs done in the studio, so I can take 2021 to say, oh, what am I doing now? Whether that means whatever. It's so many options. Move, stay, release them, find creative ways to get them heard, whatever that means, you know. But once those songs are done, I have options. But I spent so long trying to figure out, like, okay, what's next? But, like, you can't do what's next until you get the thing you're doing done. I need to get those songs done, you know, and well. And for me to say a song is done well, it takes a while. But they're great when they're done. Do I feel fulfilled doing the corporate and wedding stuff? In the long run, no. In the short run, when I'm done with a wedding or a corporate event or whatever it is, and people are coming up to me saying, great job, yeah. So each gig is fulfilling.
And when we catch that check, you're like, yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. You know, but I don't want to be doing it until I'm 50. You know, but right now, it's great. You know, and it's definitely the most challenging thing I've done for sure. Keeping everything together. I mean, it's real life stuff now. You're playing with real money. You're playing with people who this is their job. That's hiring you and you're hiring them, and so it's not like I'm just going to throw a party at the Met anymore. Mm-hmm. Like that was fire though. It was fire. Don't get me wrong, it was fire. But this is a little bit more like just real stuff. I can't screw it up, you know.
Shut up, old man.
You got it though.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Okay, so Adam, also, outside of the Super Bowl ceremony, you had another pretty sweet gig.
Kennedy gig?
Yeah, it's fresh. The same thing, management company?
Yeah. No, that was actually it was on my own. Somebody reached out who knew somebody, and then they reached out. So
Can you elaborate on what it was real quick?
how I got it?
Well, what are we talking about?
It was a Special Olympics 50th anniversary, and they had it at the Kennedy compound because some of the members of the Kennedy's family are like very involved.
Was that in the vineyard, right?
No, it's down the Cape.
Chatham?
It's not Chatham. I think it's I don't want to get the name of the town wrong. It's in that area though. Yeah.
Sweet spot.
Sweet spot. Beautiful. So nice. And
Warm? Was it
It
summer?
was. It was July, I think. I think it was July. It might have been June. No, I'm pretty sure it was July. Such a cool gig, though. Such a cool gig. That one was more cool, not for the celebrities that were there. It was just seeing the kids being so happy to hear the music and dance to the music and seeing the amount of money these people raise and donate. Somebody donated $1 million on the spot.
That's huge. Did you say invest in my career, please?
It's like, what? But so nice. I mean, they don't have to do that. The people that were there, you know.
Estelle, any questions?
Hi, Estelle.
You're gonna have to shout.
I know, just like hear me.
How we doing over here?
Is this a good one?
Good. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like you touched upon a lot of stuff, and like I feel like the events thing is interesting too. Like whether you find it fulfilling or not. Like, is it weird like glimpsing in? Like, do you feel like you're like walking into someone's life and just like taking a peek at it when you're going to these like very intimate?
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, can I just... Estelle asked, do you feel like you're taking a peek into someone's life when you're performing at these private events, right?
Yeah, I had a private party. I do private parties a lot at people's houses, and I always say, like, so not appropriate. When I say I always feel like a stripper going in there because I'm, like, providing my services, entertainment purposes for these people, what they want. You know what I'm saying? And...
Watch me dance.
Watch me dance, you know? That's what I'm saying. That's pretty much what I'm doing.
I know what you're saying.
You know, and I'm doing it for 3 hours, and they're paying me, and I'm just in their home with people I have no idea who they are, you know? And, like, it's fine, but, you know, it's definitely a weird thing, but you have to be of the mindset, like, you never know what you're walking into. I haven't had any really bad experiences, but there's just, you know, you have no idea. I've done a bunch of them. They're all different.
At any of the weddings, have you ever seen some like really bad shit behind the scenes, like with the event staff, or like the bride and groom?
They can be very stressed out,
dude. It's just such a stressful environment.
It's such a stressful day. You know what I mean? Everything is supposed to go perfect. I get it. I really get it.
Did I ever tell you what the first Golden Deer Productions was? Why I started it?
No.
Oh God. Listen, I'm sorry to who this is addressing. I should do this publicly. But there was someone reached out to me when I was a junior at PC. I was just starting I had just written Adderall Boy. Someone reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm a PC grad and our wedding's coming up." And so I said, "Oh, great, like blah blah blah, whatever." The video department reached out to me. They're like, "We need a videographer for our wedding." And so I was like, fine, like, I know how to work a camera and edit. Like, I'll do it, right? They're all right, $500. So, mind you, for a videography business for a wedding, that's like nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm more than qualified to do this. So I show up to this like really dope wedding in Connecticut, right? It's at this really nice, like one of those nice homes that they rent, you know, like those like old Victorian homes. It's really nice. And so it's a huge wedding. I'm filming on a PC equipment camera from like 1990 and like a DSLR camera, no mics, no audio. It was by far the worst video I have ever produced in my life. It was terrible, dude. And not only that, this was in the height of the Adderall days for me. I stopped right after the wedding. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this shit anymore. So it took me like 3 months to edit it. And I gave it to him last minute. And it was so bad. I was handing it over. I was like, this is like immoral. Like they have this the rest of their life. Dude, the video had like no transitions. It had like no music. It was like worse than the Hey Ya video we shot. But
did they like it?
But that was the first time I had any GDP stuff because I made a GDP letterhead for the contract.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Luckily they were cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine you're dealing with like really stressed out people.
Yeah.
There's been no monster brides you've dealt with?
No. I mean, I can't think of anything that's really bad, you know. They're just stressed. They're just stressed out.
You're saying that because people are cutting your checks. There must be something crazy.
It's just a stressful day for everybody. The planners are more stressed than the bride, you know, because they're the ones that are making sure the bride's not stressed. You know, so they're the first line of fire. Something goes wrong. If the bride's stressed, the planner's really stressed.
I'm surprised you...
Do you go thinking that like they could like be listening to your stuff in the future? Like, do you try to keep that connection?
I don't. Like, I treat it as a one-time thing. Maybe they do. I mean, they probably do. They're probably fans after, which is great. That's awesome. But I don't go in there thinking I'm just trying to win the night. That's all. Just trying to give them a really good night. Just treat it one by one.
What's been the worst thing to happen to you at one of these Boston gigs? Has anyone like thrown a beer at you yet, or like dump beer on you on accident?
I have so many stories, and I got to start writing them down because I forget, you know. I don't know. There's so many little things. I mean, there's been times where I'm playing my set, or it's like the first set, and there's not too many people in there, but there was like a group of like 10 together one time, and I'm playing some songs really into it. And some girls like, all right, we gotta pick it up here. We gotta pick up the pace. We gotta choose.
You're like, fuck you.
I was like, let me do my thing. Like, stay out of this, you know?
That's just so annoying.
And then that same girl, I get off break, I come back and she's playing my guitar.
Oh, God.
And I'm like,
choke slam.
Yeah.
That would have pissed me off so bad.
Like, you can't do that, you know? And all her friends are like, yo, put the guitar down. That's not. And I come in, I'm like,
get out of here.
Put that down. You can't. She's like, what? I was like, you can't do that. You know, I was like, it's okay, it's fine, but please don't ever do that again, you know?
It's a respect thing, right?
Definitely. You can't play a guy's guitar.
So how do you raise your price as the years go on? Because you've built like a rapport for yourself in gigs in the city.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta build. You got money in this coat? Nice.
How much, $1?
We got $1. Yeah.
Anyone want an apple from Trader Joe's?
I would love one. You got to get better gigs. You got to go to places that pay more. And in order to get that, you need to build yourself up. You need to have the content that you can show them. This is gonna be like, this is what I'll do for you.
But you don't post anymore.
Yeah, but it hasn't hurt my actual. I wasn't supposed to touch the mic.
It's okay.
Okay. It hasn't. This is. I wanted to talk to you about this.
Social media.
Since I've stopped.
You and I have different approaches.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't posted really anything in a long time. Even stories, I haven't done much of. My business side of things hasn't hurt me. It hasn't hurt at all. It's gone up. And you know, I'm a little more comfortable not posting sometimes. I don't always want to post my life. Like, I sometimes just like actually going about my day and enjoying it or not enjoying it, all the little things that I don't always need to post about it on my story or post actual posts, you know.
Do you prefer that?
So at this point in my life, yes. A year ago, I loved posting, and a year from now, however much time away, I probably will again. It depends what I'm posting about. If I have original music and I'm trying to work towards a goal to have people listen to my music and in that way, and hopefully that benefits them too, like there's a win-win on both sides for my audience and me, love posting. Right now, I'm just trying to build my physical business of getting better gigs in the city, and I think from not posting, it's helped me focus more on that. So right now, yes, I prefer not posting. For right now. A week from now, that might change, you know. But
Me and you will put up a picture like that.
No.
Okay.
You can, though.
Okay. Actually, I got some like good throwback stuff I can put up with us.
How about you, man? I wanted to get your take on it.
I, somewhere along the lines, realized I'm going to build something really crazy in Boston.
You want to watch it grow.
And I want everyone to be able to look back and it be well documented. Be like, okay.
So that's cool.
He stepped us through every single step of the process. And like, he was honest about it the whole time. the entire time he fucking grinded and did it on his own. He was transparent about the whole thing. There are moments now, because I post so much, that I'm like, there are like bad stuff I wish I could share more of. You know what I'm saying? You share a lot of like good moments, but there's like real grind shit that like I don't share. I don't share myself working 18 hours a day. I don't share myself walking to certain spots in the city. There's a lot of hotels I go to do all my phone calls. There's a lot of places I do emails all around the city. There's people I'm with on a day-to-day basis. I have to come here. All of our gear is above this. I have to come grab all the gear and set up. I mean, these aren't bad things. I'm just saying, like, I just want to, because I know where it's going, and so I want to just make sure it's well documented, because there's going to be another kid that comes along that's going to be like, how do I build something in Boston? I'm like, okay, this is a blueprint. Mm-hmm. That's my take on it.
Totally makes sense. Totally get it. And so that's your reasoning behind it, and that's great reasoning.
Absolutely.
So it's just, again, it's just two different
strategy.
Two different, not even strategy, but like two different just mindsets on it. And that's another thing I've always, when I was younger, I was like, well, this is the way you should think. This is the way it should be done. This is like, and now I'm like, there's so many ways of going about it, and every successful person has a different story. So I try not to judge somebody's process of going about things, and the hardest thing is not to judge your own. Because it's you judge your own every day. Am I doing the right thing? Like, what the hell? Like,
I've stopped second guessing myself the more action I take, though. I realize
that's good.
You have less time to think about stuff if you're just actually going and doing.
Right. That's cool. Yeah, man, I like that.
Has this year been a good mindset builder for you?
It's been a challenging one. It's been a challenging one because
this year's been tough.
It's just been a challenging mindset shift because it's the first real year after college where it's like, I think this year it sets in for us and for everybody that, okay, this is what we're doing for the rest of our life now.
We talked about this on the last podcast.
Yeah,
too.
This is the rest of our life. So, and for me, that means not just make the most money I can, but try to really make sure I'm going to enjoy what I'm going to do, and that doesn't mean just do music for the rest of my life, because there's a lot of different avenues in there. In the same way that if somebody's working in the financial district, it doesn't mean just work at that same company, or like there's a million different little ins and outs of what you're doing to make this. There's ways to enjoy it, and you're not going to hit on that right away. I think it's a constant process of figuring it out, what's going to make you the happiest, and you know what I'm saying, and make you the most money at the same time.
You're having fun though, right?
Yeah,
I'm having a fucking blast.
Yeah,
bro.
I am. In the long run scheme of thing, yes. And again, in the short run, there's times where
in the day to day, you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh my god, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
There's nights I have like, every 4 or 5 days or every week I have a night where I'm like, oh dude, what the fuck,
I know
the fuck. Like why am I doing
this? That's why you
this?
can't evaluate your progress you got to do like a 5-6 month progress.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm saying when I look back on the 12-month right now, it's a total win. Total win. But like there's so many losses week to week, and it makes
daily.
And it makes you question the whole thing. You're like I'm just going to stop now.
I still take the L's to the chin, but I feel like I'm way cooler with losing now. It's just like, dude, this shit
it's part
sucks.
of it, right? It's so bad. It's like, oh my god, this sucks, but it's just okay. It'll turn around soon.
It's just part of the game, dude.
It'll turn around soon.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
It's a rush, bro. Doing your own thing is a rush.
It's
man.
a rush. It's definitely a rush. I wonder what it's like to have a job 9 to 5. I do. Do you have a job 9 to 5?
That's what I'm doing right now. It sucks.
What's it?
You don't like it?
It's interesting.
Well, you say it sucks.
She works at the mayor's office, though.
I know, we were talking about it.
So it's like, it's a lot of like small talk I've talked to people about. Like, it's like, especially when you're working with like adults, it's just so different than like you doing your own thing, because there are certain ways to do stuff, and you have to be like.
You work within a system.
Mm-hmm,
but Michael, what's the good stuff? Because there's got to be good
there's
stuff.
Like stability, of course. Like
that's a good
big
thing.
one. Like there's always a schedule, and once you leave work, you have to think about it.
Yeah, that's great too. Yeah, hey, we're on 24/7.
Yeah,
you know.
That's the big difference. switch
that
to
yeah. So that's one thing. My brain like never shuts off, and so
It's a good point, Estelle. I like that.
And like a weekend isn't really a thing.
And
But
obviously, like, you're super passionate about what you do versus like other people from 9 to 5. It's like you're working not for yourself, so you're like not as productive. And
but I don't really recommend this for most people.
Oh my God,
at
no.
all. Like it's not fun.
You want to know something?
It's not.
You know, can I tell you something? I think you'll like my voice teacher, Mark Baxter. He's
Shout out to Baxter.
He's worked with a ton of like Steven Tyler and a bunch of people. The lead singer of the Google Dolls. I said like, I was like, do you think I'm gonna be able to do this my whole life? He's like, I always recommend if you can not do music, don't do it. It's the same thing as being self-employed, right? Or doing your own business. Like I recommend if you can do something else, don't run your own business, like, or don't be like, because it's just a day to day. But for me and you, it's like we have to, like, it's not really another choice, you know.
You're fully accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Adam, you could do nothing else besides what you are doing, dude. You could not. You literally couldn't.
Dude, I could do plenty of things.
You were the least qualified student of all time, and I mean it. Like the woat student. You are an
That's mean, bro.
You're an. What else could you do? Like right now, what do you think you could do? Honestly,
I could be a personal trainer.
Maybe you could train jujitsu.
I'm not good enough yet.
You'll get there though.
I'll get there. It might take 10 years though, but I'll get there.
Personal trainer's not a bad idea, actually.
There's a few things I could do, but none of it involves school.
Oh gosh.
None of it involves like going into a corporate job, like, and punching numbers, and you know, I can't. But
Yeah.
I have other things, you know, that I.
Yeah. You were blessed with a gift, man. Just take your gifts.
Yeah.
Take your gifts and run with it.
Yeah. But I always say that, like, I'm not gonna be able to do a math equation or something in my head or all these things. But listen, I'll sing you a song. You know.
Exactly.
I can sing you a song, and
you'll be personable.
yeah, I like talking to people.
Absolutely, and you know how to entertain.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks, bro.
For sure, dog.
Appreciate that.
Those are important skills. There's not a lot of people who can do that, bro. No,
It's just
one thing I
different skills.
hated.
It's
I
just
hated when
different.
someone said, "Dude, why are you selling so much stuff?" I'm like, dude, because this is a skill.
Yeah, because
man.
I'm good at it.
I'm really good
And I'm
at
not
it.
saying I'm saying you're good at it.
Well, no, you know how to sell too. You just know how to sell something different.
I guess so, but you really know how to sell like a physical or like something you know how to sell whatever you want. That's what you're good at. Well, okay, I want something, I'm gonna sell it. That's what you do. That's your life.
Well, if you believe in the product, it's easy.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Just like my event on the 17th. It's going to be a great time. Yeah, I got to be honest, bro. This whole episode, and we got to wrap up soon, that kombucha's been throwing me off. Just,
what do you mean? It's been sitting there, bro.
Just been,
You think
that's the point.
has it been in the shot the whole time?
I think it's been in the frame.
I think it's dark enough where it's not like.
Maybe they'll sponsor me.
What is it? Master Brew Kombucha?
Master Brew Kombucha.
Yeah.
Tart cherry.
Give them your best.
You need to lift it up above the mic.
Yeah. Do you want to
Kombucha.
sponsor?
Please sponsor me. I'll post about it. That'll be the thing that gets me posting again because I believe in kombucha.
And Boston Empire, if they want to hook it up.
In
with
Boston,
a new
shout
pack.
out to Boston Empire.
Those are my fucking dogs.
I love those dudes.
Those are my dogs.
I love those dudes, and I believe in their product. CBD is awesome.
No, I believe in them too because
I do.
They sell like some maniacs,
They really
bro.
do. They really do.
They are on fire.
They're the best, man. And their product is, I know you don't use it, but their product is great. The CBD is great.
Makes,
And
makes you feel alleviated.
Makes you, alleviated is a good word, a very good word, but it's just like a very subtle thing. And I recognize it more when I'm doing something that's going to make me slightly anxious. Before show. No, I'm not an anxious person, you know what I mean? And I can go and do a show no problem without CBD. But if I take a little bit, I'm just a little more calm. A little bit. But it's noticeable, you know?
Real quick wash up throwback, and then we got to wrap it up.
'Kay.
Do you remember when I introduced you at the Alchemy and I had the water gun?
Oh my God, dude.
So we were in college and like Adam had me MC a couple
I
shows.
said,
introduced
don't bring a water gun.
So I was like, oh my God, this would be hilarious. I'm going to bring a super soaker. So I brought this super soaker. And
I told him not to bring it
and so
12 times.
So I launched into the crowd like, let's go. This is sick.
You put it under your shirt, too, so I didn't see it.
But it didn't shoot like a dispersed thing. It shot like a laser, like a really like fast impacted water shoot. And so I nailed some girl in the eye. Like it was like a hard hit, like right into her eye, and her makeup started leaking everywhere. I was like, oh my God.
I can't even.
She had to leave. She left.
Dude.
I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I was like, you can't bring. I asked you to introduce me just to hype the crowd up. Immediately you say, I'm going to bring a water squirt gun.
People were pumped though.
I couldn't believe you did it. I couldn't. I said, you can't do that. You can't. It's like you're a shooter. You know what I mean? Like you can't bring a gun on stage. You're like, no, it's a water gun. It's fine. Like, don't do it. I see you. I dap you up. You go up on stage.
I literally drove home back to Boston from Providence to get that thing.
Are you glad you did it?
Absolutely.
I'm kind of glad you did it.
Because if I didn't, I'd be thinking, damn, why did I not do that? You know what I'm saying? All right, we got to wrap it up. Estelle, any last questions?
I think we're good.
Okay. You have fun?
Yes.
Thank you,
All
Estelle.
right. All right, so listen. You got to say, hey, I'm Adam Hanna, and this is my platinum hour, because this is your second. And hey, I'm Adam Hanna, and that was my platinum hour. You got it? And you got to look into the camera.
Which one?
How did that jacket do? It's pretty warm, right?
I have been. Can I just say, the only reason I'm wearing this jacket is because I'm freezing. I had something much more nice on today to represent myself.
It's all good. I did too.
Yeah, you really did, actually.
I literally have like
It's a nice quarter zip, man.
I got like 4 layers of nice stuff. Then I got this like Savers
You
jacket.
made me feel more comfortable, though, so it's all good. Hey, this is Adam Hanna, and this is my platinum hour. Hey, this is Adam Hanna, and that was my platinum hour.
Well.